What you see in front of us are full body Apple Watch cases. The ones that are designed to really protect the Apple Watch. So if you are let's say a blue collar worker, always find yourself working at the harshest work environment, or maybe you are known to accidentally rub your wrist against the concrete walls, cause micro scratches or cracks in the past from your previous Apple Watches, these are the type of cases you want to get. And I speak from experience, as one time I accidentally was putting my Apple Watch on my wrist and it dropped on a hardwood floor and cracked the little corner of the display. So there's millions of reasons why you may want to consider getting one of these full body cases, and they not only do an excellent job in protecting your watch, but they also help in changing the look of your Apple Watch if you're looking for something more unique. So I have a total of 5 different cases we're going to go ahead and look at in today's video, some of which was recommended from you guys, and the other ones I got based from reviews that I've been seeing on Amazon to see if these actually are worth looking at. So since they all support the Series 4, these also work on the Series 5, as between those two different generations, nothing really has changed externally. So the first case we're gonna go ahead and check out is probably the most interesting one. It's a 2-piece design case. It's made out of stainless steel, and they provide you with a bunch of tools that you need, because this does require Phillips screws to go ahead and open it up. The interior structure is made out of plastic, which is great because I was just about to say metal and aluminum doesn't really mix well, but since there's plastic on the inside, it doesn't look like it'll cause any harm to the aluminum body or stainless steel body and create scratches in the future. There's little grooving marks right here, so if dust particles and other debris does get in here, it's very unlikely it'll cause some scratches. Now inside this package, let's see what we have here. They give us the tools required to remove the little beads from this stainless steel band, and there's also a leather or silicone band option to choose from, judging by the back cover of this case. The one we have here is obviously the stainless steel, and there's a couple different colors available as well. Now this is actually the most affordable one compared to these ones, and judging by the feeling, the structure itself, it's actually well built. So let's go ahead and take my watch off and try to assemble this. For those wondering what case I had previously, I'll put the video right there. You go ahead and watch afterwards, or go ahead and watch that and come back to this video. So yeah, it's pretty cool that they include the tool, and they also give you a little hammer with a soft side too, so it doesn't cause damage to the case. This is actually really useful. I might use this on other things. So here we have a QR code if we want a video instruction guide, but they also provide images on this little manual how to do this. All right, let's disassemble this and put the watch in. There is extra small screws in case you lose some. All right, so put in the power. Even says a 44 size right there. There's copper threads in here, so it's very unlikely for you to damage these if you over tighten it. It's actually really easy to put all together actually. Everything works. Screen is responsive. The power button is also surprisingly very responsive. Doesn't even feel like I have something on it. On the back here, they do take advantage of the written writing that goes around the heart rate sensor. So right here it says fit for the Apple Watch Series 4, also the Series 5. Size, premium quality, unique with aesthetic design. I'd say it's pretty cool. Although they do provide you with this band, I'm not gonna put this one on because I didn't purchase this for this. I wanted to see if I could place a leather band that I have on another watch, like this one for example, on that one, because they do provide the same little band remover like the one on this watch inside this little bag. But I'm gonna go ahead and use this one and not do that. Let's see how this will look. This is actually really cool. Hold on, look at that. Third-party band. This is cool. It's actually a lot better than the standard one that Apple uses, because this is universal. And putting it on, look at that. So yeah, you're not forced to actually use the band that they provide. As long as it's the appropriate size, so this one's a 22, you'll be able to go on just fine. Now my only complaint about this, it doesn't really provide that much screen protection, unfortunately. There's a lot of bumper, so if you bump into anything, the watch will be fully protective. But the screen itself, the lip that goes around it doesn't really go up as high as I want it to. So corners are fully protected. Screen itself, I'll still be cautious and probably pick up a screen protector. Also, the speaker grill is nice and open, and even the crown wheel is really easy to press and still rotate. And taking it out, just pops out like a standard case. Not bad. Now let's go ahead and look at the Catalyst case. Now this one was recommended to me by you guys, in the comment section on some of my previous videos. So I went ahead and actually go ahead and take a look at it. And in my opinion, this thing is overly priced. So I really want to see if it's actually worth its value. Compared to that previous one, that one was only $36, roughly around there. And this one I believe was $40. I'm sorry, I was being too generous. It's $50, $49 to be exact. And already, just by taking it off, the outer shell feels really cheap, somewhat flexible. The band is not made out of the soft silicone plastic that I was expecting it to be made out of. And there's really no protection underneath, but then again, it doesn't really need to have that much protection underneath. So I'm assuming you just simply place the band in like so, and that's it. Putting it on, it is stretchy. It does easily go in. The band is a little bit wider than I'm used to compared to other bands that I used, and only includes one loop to hold the band in place. Unlike other watch bands nowadays, they have two. But one thing I noticed, it doesn't need it because there's a little hole right here that allows it to attach like so. So I'm glad they re-engineered that a little bit. The pattern is really unique as that is what it's used to latch on. So already I noticed that this actually has a gunmetal gray look, which I do like. Gunmetal gray is pretty awesome. Offers a lot more screen protection compared to that previous case because the lip that goes around is slightly higher. Buttons are all fully responsive, no issues here, which is great for $50. It better. Speaker ports and microphone ports are fully exposed. You can see that my crown wheel is already starting to lose some color from previous impacts. Should wear more of these cases from now on. It feels comfortable, I'm not gonna lie. It's not terrible as I really thought it was gonna be. It doesn't feel cheap. The band actually is a nice material. It's a lot more comfortable than this Unicorn Beetle, I would say. So let's go ahead and compare these two, as I think these two are really similar. Just one is insanely more affordable. I also like how the crown actually does flush along the edges. So the crown actually has a good amount of protection, especially on the bottom. And then removing it simply just pops out of place, I would imagine. Now this case I featured in a previous video already, which you can also go ahead and check out here. And this case just simply falls into place, very similar to this one. The backside has the same amount of protection, doesn't really need that much protection. And honestly, I prefer having a larger opening like this. It doesn't cause any discomfort when you have it on your wrist. Again, you just simply put it on like so. This band is somewhat stretchy as well, but it's a lot tighter here, less flexible and breathable, I would assume, since this one doesn't have as many holes. Screen wise, it's not only the most affordable one, but offers a lot more protection compared to this one. So if I was in the woods, snowboarding or something, that I know I'm gonna be slamming my wrists everywhere, without a doubt, I'm gonna go with the Unicorn Beetle, especially since it's more affordable and actually offers better protection in my opinion on the crown. And the power button is really easy to press, fully responsive, no issues there. Lip that goes around the display, I can still pull up the control center. And this one actually does change the look of your Apple Watch, unlike this one. But this one actually has support for third-party watch bands, so like the leather ones that we used previously would support these. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. So this is Cosmo, and this is for the ladies out there. This is only available in a light blue color and this pink rose gold color. It's by iBlasm. I used their cases in the past actually. In fact, that's the one that I'm using on my iPhone. And from my experience, it makes some really good cases, especially if you're looking for durability. So this one, nothing special when it comes to packaging. It just simply falls out like so. It's a very similar design like that steel one I was showing you guys, but if I looked at things, it's hollow and plastic. The leather bands feel cheap, in my opinion. I want to say that later on they're going to start fading. But just like these two Apple Watch bands, the Apple Watch just slides in like so. Really easy. It's clear, so it gives a weird look. So if you have a pink or a gold Apple Watch, this will look nice with that clear plastic, I would assume. No way this is gonna fit on my wrist. Barely. I have to really stretch it out. Oh my god, I have to insanely stretch it. This might just break. Don't judge me, but here we go. I'm sacrificing one for you guys. This is really cheap. This one is by far the cheapest one that I've seen. Screen protection, however, does offer plenty of screen protection, more than the steel one that we were looking at, but feels a lot larger compared to the other ones when it comes to the length on your wrist. And for something like this, honestly, it would have been better placed at around $10, but instead it's actually retails for about $17. For that price, if you really need protection, I would still consider the Unicorn Beetle. Since the bands aren't replaceable, because I know for a fact these bands later on will start tearing under normal wear and tear, they're not gonna last, and it feels really cheap as well. Maybe the metal hinges are gonna give out first. So that's this one in a nutshell. So this next one is another one by Catalyst, and this one is actually their waterproof case was not so great reviews on Amazon. It's the most expensive of the group, and I already went ahead and reviewed a bunch of waterproof cases. I'm gonna go ahead and see how this one compares against those. If you haven't watched that video, go ahead and watch it here, or click for that link in the video description down below. Now, removing it off the box, this one actually has a more thicker band. The bands are not changeable, and it feels better built than those other previous waterproof ones that I was telling you about. It's not made out of the same plastic, it feels like, because the other one, when you tap on it, it feels like if you tap on it harder, it will cause it to crack. The dummy phone that's inside this thing is actually made out of plastic, not paper. They're not using like a paper cardboard. They provide you with the screwdriver to remove the Phillips head. I'm assuming it just pops out of place. They do give you full instructions. Yeah, remove the screw and you apply 2 fingers to remove it from the dummy that's used to demo this is actually a replica Apple Watch. It's hard plastic, but actually has some weight to it, surprisingly. I think that's where your money mostly went when you're buying this. So this just slides in inside this little membrane, silicone membrane, and I'm assuming you just slide it in like so. Put this one in. Now, one thing to note about these waterproof case is that you do lose your ECG capabilities because there's a plastic part right here covering the ECG sensor on the digital crown. That's one thing you need to keep in mind about these waterproof cases. Now, the Apple Watch is already waterproof at a certain submersion rate, up to 50 meters, I believe. And with this case on, it increases that rate to 100 meters, so double. And compared to those other waterproof cases, this one actually doesn't feel as cheap as I originally thought it was gonna be. So the materials are definitely different than the ones you could find on Amazon for 20 bucks or AliExpress for $5. Because this actually is using an aluminum bracket right here, and it surprisingly feels comfortable. There's no sharp edges underneath that I feel. And the speaker opening, so let's go ahead and launch Siri. What's the weather in Lake Tahoe?
Here's the forecast for South Lake Tahoe for today.
Somewhat mumbly, but I can still understand Siri just fine. And the voice memos, launch voice memos. Audio tests, 1, 2, 3. Audio tests, testing 1, 2, 3. Let's hear it, play it back.
Audio tests, 1, 2, 3. Audio test, testing 1, 2, 3.
It's doable. So if I do have to answer a phone call, I mean, it sounds like the caller on the other end will be able to understand me just fine, and I should be able to hear the caller as well, because the speaker, although it's covered, doesn't seem like it's blocking it that significantly. It's usable. So since this one is the most expensive case, if you need something this durable, I recommend it. The reviews on Amazon, I don't know how they were experiencing bad reviews, because I used those $20 waterproof cases and those things feel extremely cheap. But if you just want a case that does it all, definitely do check out the Catalyst. Anyway folks, hope you guys enjoyed the brief overview of all these different options available to really protect your Apple Watch. If you're planning on picking one of these cases up, I'll be sure to link them all in the video description down below. They're always going to be up to date with the latest prices, so make sure to check on those in case there's a sale. Now, if you missed the other case video I made last year for the Series 4, they are fully compatible for the Series 5. You go check out those other cases right here. And if you want to check out some awesome accessories for your Apple Watch, you go ahead and watch this video right here. And if you want to see that waterproof case I was talking about, that's this video right here. Anyway, folks, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll catch you all in the next one. See ya.